welcome back. If you felt the earth move under your feet from Las Vegas this past weekend, well, you know we're talking about UFC 317.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely electric.
Today we're taking a deep dive into the truly seismic events that redefine two major divisions. We're focusing on those historic triumphs and, the surprising moments that really shook the fight world.
Exactly. Our mission today is to unpack not just what happened in that high-stakes octagon, but maybe why it signals such big shifts for combat sports going forward, especially with these new dominant forces emerging.
Right. Let's jump straight to the top then, the main event. Ilia Topuria squaring off against the formidable former champ Charles Oliveira for that vacant lightweight title.
Big fight. Huge implications.
And his victory was so definitive, it almost felt like a statement etched in lightning. Beyond just the speed, what elements of Topuria's performance really stood out to you? What screamed championship potential?
Well, what was really fascinating, I think, was the precision and the timing.
Yeah.
Just 2 minutes, 27 seconds into round one, Topuria throws this textbook right hand, not just powerful, right? But perfectly placed, catches Oliveira just as he's moving.
Set him up.
Exactly. That set up the crushing left hook that followed. It just exploited Oliveira's brief disorientation, a few follow-up strikes on the ground, and that was it. Fight over.
Wow.
So this wasn't just, a wild knockout. It felt like a masterclass in reading your opponent and just capitalizing instantly.
And the result is history, right?
Yeah. This win made Topuria the UFC's first ever undefeated two-division champion. He's got the featherweight belt, now the lightweight, and his pro record, still perfect.
Right.
Astonishing. 17-0.
That level of calculated aggression is something else. And then, okay, here's where it got even more interesting. Right after the fight.
The post-fight stuff.
Yeah. Topuria gets his hand raised, and boom, Baddy Pimblett is right there in the octagon. Wastes no time.
Yeah.
Steps up for this impromptu face-off.
Oh, he's looking for the spotlight, that guy.
And our new double champ, still buzzing, off the win, he just gives Pimblett a shove.
It didn't hesitate.
No. So that kind of immediate physical challenge, it signals Topuria's reign, just starting, won't be quiet. Does that put even more pressure on him, knowing the target's already lining up like that?
Oh, absolutely. Becoming a double champ completely changes the game in two divisions.
Yeah.
In that confrontation with Pimblett, it shines a huge spotlight right on Topuria's next move.
Makes sense.
It forces other contenders, especially at lightweight, into this weird spot. Do they wait? Do they push for interim fights? It creates this logjam at the top. And it says a lot about Topuria's confidence, taking that challenge head on right away.
Okay, shifting gears to the co-main. We saw the flyweight king, Alexandre Pantoja, defending against Kai Kara-France.
Another great fight.
Pantoja really showed that veteran composure, didn't he? Just meticulously grinding through 3 rounds. He didn't just win. It felt like he dominated through sheer will.
He did. Pantoja locked up the win with a relentless rear naked choke, 1 minute 55 into the third round.
Wasn't sudden either.
No, not a flash submission at all. It was the result of constant pressure, seamless transitions on the ground. He patiently worked for it after wearing Kara-France down against the cage. This was his 4th straight title defense.
4th. That's consistency.
It really highlights his consistency, yeah. And also maybe the challenge of dethroning these long-reigning champs in the smaller divisions. Sometimes that skill gap at the very top is surprisingly wide.
And the action definitely didn't stop there. That whole card was stacked.
It really was.
Joshua Van and Brendan Royval got fight of the night. And deservedly so. It wasn't just a brawl. It was like this gritty, high-paced, tactical battle. Both guys showed incredible heart, constantly adapting.
Really showcased the talent pool in those lighter weights. Deep.
For sure. And we also saw solid decision wins, too, right? Beneil Dariush over Renato Moicano, Payton Talbott against Felipe Lima proves not every great fight needs a finish.
And you can't forget the prelims. They delivered their own drama.
Oh, yeah. What stood out?
Well, Gregory Rodriguez landed a brutal first-round KO. Terrence McKinney locked up a guillotine choke super fast, under a minute.
Wow.
And then the newcomer, Jose Miguel Delgado, an unforgettable debut. 26-second knockout. Just brutal knees and elbows.
6 seconds.
Yeah, these aren't just filler fights, They show the incredible depth across the UFC roster. New stars popping up in explosive ways. Reminds you how fast things can change in that octagon.
Definitely. And these performances, they weren't just about glory. They paid off, too. So what did it mean tangibly for the fighters?
Well, Topuria and Rodriguez, they both picked up Performance of the Night bonuses.
Nice.
And Van versus Royval got Fight of the Night. So each of them got an extra $50,000. Not a bad payday.
Not bad at all. So summing it up then.
In essence, UFC 317 was just an unforgettable night. High-level combat. You had Topuria's lightning KO, Pantoja's dominant submission. It really reignited the lightweight and flyweight divisions, set the stage for some incredibly explosive matchups down the line, could reshape things for years.
Absolutely. So given these dominant performances, right, and the rise of new undefeated champs like Topuria, what unexpected matchups or, shifts in the pound-for-pound rankings do you think we might see next? As the sport keeps evolving so fast, something for you all to think about until our next deep dive.